But here on pressing this, we are at screen 2, and after pressing this, we are at screen 3. But now here's a speciality of our entire flow builder, that after pressing over our falling Android button, we are navigated back. That is, the following property of on tapping over physical buttons are automatically handled by Flow Builder. In this video, let's take a look over what is a Flow Builder and how we can use Flow Builder under our Flutter application to manage the navigation flow of our entire pages and views under a subtle way. But before jumping into our actual video, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and also press that bell icon to get a notification of all the videos over this channel. So if you have done that, we are good to go. So first of all, we shall be simply moving under our puffpay.yaml file and get a dependency of Flow Builder. But before getting the dependency of Flow Builder, make sure that the Flutter version, that is the SDK version of your current SDK, is greater than 1.22.6, and if our following version matches, we are good to go. So you can press Ctrl Shift and P to bring the Puffpay assist, and here get the dependency of Flow Builder. Now here to manage some of the states, I will be simply removing the version number of our Flow Builder. I know this is a bad practice of not writing the following version number, but to manage the state under a subtle way, we need to write an empty thing. So now in order to demonstrate what is a Flow Builder, we shall be taking an example of onboarding flow. Now it is a general habit that each of the following production application have the following onboarding steps, that is onboarding screens, and the following onboarding screen shall be explaining you that the following user about a particular application. So to demonstrate what is a Flow Builder, let's take an example of onboarding flow. So for doing that thing, we can go under our library and create a new folder for all the views, and under our views, let's create 3 different screens of onboarding flows. So here, first of all, let's have a new screen for onboarding, and under this file, first of all, let's create 3 different stateless widgets. So here, let's have a screen 1, and let's have a scaffold here as well. So here we can simply write a scaffold here and have an app bar for an app bar, and under our app bar, let's have a title for text, and here I can be simply writing screen 1. Now we can simply iterate the following screen 2 more times. So here let's have screen 2 and screen 3. Cool. So once we have done this, we are good to go. So now once we have our entire onboarding screens, we can go under our library and create a new folder for all the services. So under our services, I will be simply writing a new file, and the file shall be nothing but simply managing our onboarding flow. So here let's have onboarding flow .dart, and under our current file, we shall be having a new stateless widget. So here let's have a new stateless widget for onboarding flow, and here instead of returning a container, we shall be returning a Flow Builder. So here let's return a new Flow Builder, but we shall be also requiring to import the following dependency of material.dart. The following Flow Builder shall be requiring a property of onGeneratePages and also a current state, that is an initial state. So here under a state of our initial state, we shall be simply creating a new enum for managing the current state. So here I can simply write onboarding. Now here we shall be simply creating 3 different enums, that is their types. So once we have done this, we can come down at our Flow Builder and give it a type onboarding stages. And here under a state, I can simply say onboarding stages for stage 1, and also we shall be requiring a new method for onGeneratePages. So we shall be simply creating a new method under a type of void for onGeneratePages. So under this, instead of having a type of void, let's have here a type of list under a type of pages. So under this method of onGeneratePages, first of all, we shall be requiring 2 different arguments. First of all, for onboarding stages to be under a type of stages, and also we shall be requiring one more property, that is an argument. So here let's have a new list of page to be pages. So under our entire method, first of all, let's have a new switch statement for simply changing up the following stage of a particular flow. So here I will be simply writing a new switch. Under switch, let's have a new stages here, that is a type, but instead of having stages, let's have your stage. It will be more precise. So under our switch statement, let's write all of the following cases of our entire flow. So under our following switch, first of all, let's have a new case. So here I will be simply writing a new case for onboarding stages for stage 1, and under our following step 1, I can simply return screen 1, that the following screen that we have done, and after that we shall be also requiring the following page of our current screen. So let's go under onboarding screens, and here under our type of on screen 1, we shall be creating a material route. So for that purpose, let's have here a type of static, and here let's have a new material page. So under this material page, let's have a property of page, and under this property it shall be simply referring to a new material page, and here let's have a child to it as in a form of a screen 1. Easy thing. So once we have done this, we can copy the entire stage from here and paste it here, and one more time for here, but instead of having a screen 1, let's have a screen 3, and here let's have a screen 2. Easy thing. So once we have done this, let's go back under our onboarding flow, and under our onboarding flow, here I can simply write screen1.page, and after having the following stage of onboarding stages of 1, which is simply returning our screen 1, we shall be having our next case for onboarding stages of stage 2. So here let's have onboarding stages for type of stage 2, and here I will be simply returning screen1.page and also a screen2.page, which will be under type of nested route, and after having this thing I shall be also returning a new case. So here let's have a new case of onboarding stage of stage 3, and under this let's have a new return statement, and under this we can have a new nested stack. So here let's have screen 1 page and also screen 2 page, and after having this thing let's have screen 3 page as well, that is the entire route of material page. So once we have gotten all of this thing, let's have a default route to it as well. So under the type of default, I can simply say return screen1.page. So once we have done this, we can simply come down here and simply write here a new method of on generate pages. Easy thing, but it shall not be requiring any parameters, so we can remove them off and format document once. Now we can come back to our onboarding flow, and here we shall be simply writing a new route. So here let's have a new route, which will be a new method, and under the following method we shall be simply amplify the following method for a material page route, and under this it shall be requiring a builder. So here let's have our empty state to be under a following builder for onboarding flow, and here under a type of our new method, let's have a static. So now we can go under our main.dart file and have a new home. So here we can simply have a new home for onboarding flow. Let's try it out. So now let's open our emulator and reload our entire application once. Cool, so we have our screen 1 here. So now the next thing that we need to do is move under our onboarding screens and create a new method for simply passing on to our next screen. So for having that thing, we can come under our entire scaffold and have a floating action button for a floating action button, and under our floating action button we shall be having a new child for icon. Let's have a new icon for icons of next to a navigate next, and also we shall be requiring an onPress property, and under our onPress property we can have a new context dot of the following flow. So here let's have a new flow. Let's import the following dependency of flow builder. So here let's have a new import flow builder. So we can come down here under our entire flow, and here let's have a give the type of onboarding stages, and here on pressing over the following button over the following context, we can simply update the following thing, and under update it shall be simply requiring a next thing. So here let's have a next, and under the next thing to the following arrow implementation, I will be simply writing onboarding stages of stage 2, that is our next screen. So once we have done this, we can copy our entire floating action button from here and paste it here. But here let's have a stage 3, and here under our screen 3, under our entire app bar, let's have a back button to be a leading widget. So here let's have leading widget to be a back button, and here on pressing the following back button, we can simply take the context of the following screen and give it a new flow. So under our flow, let's have a new type to it as onboarding flow, that is onboarding stages, and here I can simply say update, and here instead of this let's have a new stage here to be previous. Cool, so now on pressing over the following screen 3, that is back button of screen 3, we shall be simply referring back to screen 2. So for that purpose I can simply say onboarding stages of stage 2. Easy thing, format document once. Now let's copy the following leading button and paste under our entire screen 2 under our app bar. So I can paste it here, but here let's have a stage 1 for an entire screen of screen 1. So now let's try it out. So we have our entire material button here, but reload our entire application once. And now let's check it out. So here on pressing this button, we are navigated to our screen 2, and after pressing this button, we are navigated back. But here on pressing this, we are at screen 2, and after pressing this, we are at screen 3. But now here's a speciality of our entire flow builder, that after pressing over our falling Android button, we are navigated back. That is, the following property of on tapping over physical buttons are automatically handled by flow builder. So now after pressing back, we are navigated to our screen 1, and here we can simply navigate to our next screen, that is screen 2. So this was all about the basics of flow builder and how we can use under our Flutter application to manage the flow of our onboarding flow with a great ease. So now let me explain to you about all of the things that we have did today. So first of all, we have simply constructed our entire onboarding flow, that is our entire stateless widget. Under our following stateless widget, it will be simply taking a flow builder under a return type. Under flow builder, it will, if you hover over it, it will be simply taking an onboarding stage, that is our entire stages. So for onboarding stages, that is our entire stage of the following flow, we created a following onboarding stages having 3 different enums of stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. So under the following flow builder, we have simply written here a state to be an onboarding stages of stage 1, and also we will be requiring a property of onGenerate pages, and under onGenerate pages we created a new method under a type of list of page, that is our entire page API, to be a following onGenerate pages. Now the following method is taking 2 different arguments, argument of onboarding stages, that is a flow type, and also a list of all the pages. So under the following method, we simply have a bunch of switch statements. So here under a case of onboarding stage 1, we are simply navigating to our entire screen 1, which is this one. Okay, let's get back. This is our screen 1, and after that we are simply getting stage 2 under a case 2. So here after pressing this, we are navigated to our screen 2, which is our entire case of onboarding stage 2. And after that we have one more condition of stage 3, and after that, over pressing the following button of floating action button, we are navigated to our screen 3, that is the following stack is completed of our entire flow, that is our entire onboarding stages. So now after pressing back, we are getting navigated back to our screen 2, because here under our entire stack of all the screens, we have our screen 2 bunched over screen 3, and after pressing back over screen 2, we are getting navigated to our screen 1. The reason the following screen 1 is bunched over screen 2. And here we also have a default statement of screen 1. So now after pressing our reload button, and let's check it out, we are getting navigated over screen 1, cause this will be a default route. And also, and under our onboarding flow, we have a route property which simply manages the entire flow of all the routes. And once we have completed our entire onboarding flow, we have 3 different screens. Under the following different screens, it consists a page which simply refer to a material page of its current screen, that is screen 1, screen 2 and screen 3. And under this we have a floating action button, and under the following floating action button, it will be taking a type of a context of our current screen. And under the following context, on pressing over flow, that is diverting over flow, it will be taking a type of onboarding stages, and after taking the type, it will be simply update the following flow to a next screen, that will be onboarding.stage 2. And if you remember, under our switch statement, on pressing over stage 2, we are getting a stack of page 1 and page 2, that is screen 1 and screen 2. And same thing goes for our page 2, that is screen 2. We are simply navigated to our next screen, which is stage 3. And under our entire stack, we have a stage 3 to be screen 3, which I show to you is this one. And also we have our back button here. So under our back button, we are updating to be a previous screen, which will be a stage 1. So here after pressing back, we are getting navigated to screen 2, that is the complete stack is completed, and we are successfully now able to navigate to and fro with the help of flow builder. So with that said, I hope you have understood over completely about what is flow builder and how you can use flow builder under your Flutter application. Now the general cases of using flow builder shall be typically under a type of flow, under a type of a onboarding flow, let's say, or profile section, where the user had to enter his name, email or address or any sort of thing. And same thing goes for a marketing thing, for let's say an example of food delivery app, where the user shall have to complete the following 3 steps over selecting his food, selecting his address and also selecting his payment. At this particular scenario, the following case of Flow Builder is very helpful to us. We simply manage the flow of our entire application with great ease. So with that said, I hope you have something learned new today, and if you do so, please hit that like button over this video, and also do follow me over my Instagram where I will be posting daily new posts over Flutter, Dart and Firebase. So with that said, I will see you in the next one with another great tutorial over Flutter and Firebase. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.